Hi there. How to love yourself. Solution that will change everything. I already spoke about self-love, love for yourself, how much you value yourself, self-esteem, and all that in my previous video. And I told you that I'm sort of developing a series of videos on the topic because of the huge importance that self-love, love for yourself, figures in your life. It's just something that cannot be compensated with anything else or substituted with anything else. And today I want to take you into a little story, on a little journey with me into yourself. And because you see, when you try to change things in your life, learn about yourself, about life, about the universe, or whichever way you connected, what is needed really is not necessarily a remembering of some bullet points or some sort of more and more and more information, but what is really needed is a shift in your mindset, something inside you that's going to move and cause a certain shift inside you that will spur the changes, that will suddenly show things and processes and whatever you were looking at all your life in a totally different light. All of a sudden it's one of those, as they say, aha moments, but much more than that, because the whole perception shifts, and that causes a sudden and huge changes in your life. And this is really what you want. You don't want to be spending decades of your life trying to change something. You want, inside yourself, those shifts in consciousness to happen so that the changes can occur quickly, and that you can go from a state of suffering and not enjoying life at all, to a state of where your life is joy. It's something you're grateful for every day of your life, reasonably quickly. That's why, as I said before, today I would like to take you with me into a little story, on a little journey, about a newborn child, about a child that comes into this world all of a sudden, from a place that is nice and secure, and when there are no boundaries, and to this harsh sort of a light, and where still everything is one. Where this child is still part of this one consciousness that is everything. And the child, the newborn child, and later on, slowly, the child, a baby, does not distinguish between what is him or her, or what is the outside world, because everything is one. And then while learning, while gaining experience in this outside world, with all the interference from the people and environment, slowly, step by step, this awareness develops that we are something that is not everything else, that we're something that is in a way isolated, that we're something that's different than what is outside us. And with the development, with the gradual sort of progression through this life, more and more limitations are put onto us, and more we lose touch with this inner self, with this unique and holiness, this one consciousness that we were born with. Because you say, that was you when you were born, that one consciousness, that one, you were everything with everything else, and there were no boundaries. And then while you were slowly growing up in this world and getting used to experiencing this world, and with everything that people around you, the society with its rules and everything else taught you, there were so many limitations put on you, and your sort of conscious mind, your awareness that we call today our conscious mind, which is just a really tiny piece of that total consciousness that we're born with, this little tiny piece of awareness is really, really very, very limited. And very often, you've already lost the touch with the real you inside yourself. Because you see, whenever you look at yourself in a mirror, you see the shell, which is your bones, your hair, the clothes you have on, your facial expression, everything that you feel that you are limited to, that these are your limitations, everything then that comes with it, all the other limitations that you developed through your growing up. And what is inside you, what is actually limitless, what is actually just one consciousness, maybe you have lost touch with it whatsoever. And you don't hold hands with it anymore. You don't embrace it anymore. You don't give it a hug. You don't talk to it anymore. You have maybe even lost your inner dialogue, your ability to talk to your inner self, to your subconscious mind, as we call it today, where there is just one consciousness, where there are no boundaries, where everything is possible. And all you feel that is you now is this tiny, tiny bit of your conscious mind that's been limited to the shell of yourself, the shell that you are, that you see in the mirror, if that's all you say, and all the limitations that were put on you while you were growing up, and you added quite a few of them yourself. And then you ended up, maybe at this stage of your life, being this victim. You see yourself as a victim of all these limitations that are on you, the victim that is powerless, that really has nothing that they can do about this life, about themselves, about breaking through all these limitations that just seem all-encompassing. They seem like there is nothing else, because you've lost touch with this real person inside you, this real self that was born into this world with a total consciousness, where everything is possible, where there are no boundaries. Do you talk to your inner self? Do you embrace your inner self? Do you hold hands with your inner self? Do you touch it? Do you hug it? Do you share your thoughts with it? Do you communicate with your inner self, where your real power sits? Or do you think that who you really are is just this tiny, tiny, totally limited piece of your conscious mind, the shell of yourself that you see in the mirror, that is all that you see? Reconnect. Find connection again that you had for actually quite a few years while you were growing up, and then you were gradually losing it. Once you find again the connection with your inner self, where your power sits, where your whole consciousness sits, where there are no boundaries, where everything is possible, where you find this connection with your real self, you will fall in love with it. You cannot but love your inner self. This is your child. This is who you really are. And your love for your inner self will overwhelm you. And you will realize that you're really not a victim. You're in there and you have access to everything. You are boundless. You are limitless. In all this tiny bit of a conscious mind that you came to think with years of limitations that is yourself, which is a mistake, will all of a sudden burst open. And while you reconnect with your inner self, with your real power, you will be overwhelmed. All of a sudden, will all this self-love, will all this love for yourself. And you will rediscover and you will learn again how to love yourself. And that will change everything. It's bound to happen. It cannot go any other way. And when you look in the mirror, anytime after the shift in consciousness happens, you will not see just this shell of yourself, but you will see what is inside. You will see this energy and you will feel it. You will feel it coming through your eyes, through the expression of your face, Because regardless of what your shell looks like, whether you're fat, you're skinny, you're, no hair or hair everywhere, you know what I mean? Whether you are, got wrinkles everywhere, or you are whatever you are, whatever sex or no sex you are, you will realize that this is just a shell, and that the real you that sits here is just so powerful, and you're so in love with it. And that will totally change your life. This is just the first part of the journey that I want to take you on, and of a solution that will change everything. Your attitude towards yourself, towards your life, towards this universe, towards everything. Be with me and come to me to my next video, and then browse through some other videos that I've made before, so that, because all together it creates a very important collection of experience, of something that help you experience shifts in the consciousness and changes that can occur quickly, and your life can open up in new ways that you have not even imagined before, when you were thinking of yourself as just this tiny, tiny little bit of a limitless shell. Okay? So please, as always, do subscribe to my channel. There is a lot of good stuff coming your way, and Sam is already on it. And use the programs that I suggest underneath my video that I'm affiliate of, and that can help you on your journey. Thank you. Stay with me. Spend some time with me on a daily basis, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Enjoy your day. Love yourself.